How do I define freedom? I define freedom as the opportunity, the legal, the human, the civil, the religious, the political right to have opportunity to express oneself, to go where one wants to go, to participate and be included in everything that is deserving of human survival. That's how I define freedom. To be allowed to exist freely, if I had to give you the direct answer to that. And in this world that we live in, we all know that that is not true. It's possible, but it's not true for everybody. So that's the thing that we have to change. You know, people should have equal access to education, equal access to health care, equal access to career and occupational opportunities, equal access to housing. You know, things here is divided and split into classes. And I think we have to overcome that. Because we're not truly free until everybody is free to be, to exist, to have, to participate, to get involved with government and get involved with controlling what goes on within our communities and our neighborhoods. For the past 35 years, maybe 40 years, I think I've been in this business. For the past 40 years, I've been saying music succeeds where politics and religion fails. So if you want to know how to become free, all you got to do is listen to music. But I take it even further. The arts succeeds where politics and religion fails. And what's going on now in 2021 should have started going on about 20 years ago. But there was a change within the mediums that control what music goes where and what gets played and what gets shown. They ain't even got videos on MTV anymore. Rap City was very important. Rap City was very important, not just for the black community, but for the white community. MTV Raps put hip hop in every living room, not just in America, globally. And when you saw those images of Public Enemy and De La Soul and Eric B. and Rakim and Tribe Called Quest and Ice Cube dropping that knowledge, that had a more profound effect on affecting what was going on socially in the communities than any politician could ever have. And it's not nothing new. You know, I would say using music as a force of activism and information and rebellion and a cry for truth and justice and equality and information and education and all of that stuff, we should have never let it fall to the wayside. It always exists there, but nobody hears those records anymore. Nobody sees those records anymore. But it's not nothing new because we learned, the OGs of hip hop, we learned from Marvin Gaye. You know, Marvin Gaye was the sexy soul love man, but he knew it was his responsibility to make a song called What's Going On, to address what was happening in the lives of the people in the audience. KRS-One said, yeah, you know, what I need in this business is all good, but my first responsibility is those people in the audience. That's why KRS-One made the records that he made. Chuck D, a Public Enemy. But we learned that from people like Marvin Gaye and James Brown and the Last Poets and Sly and the Family Stone. who the core, the foundation of their music was addressing the issues that was attacking 24/7 the people that was coming up to the gigs and to the parties and stuff like that. And truth be told, we also learned it from artists like Bob Dylan and Neil Young. The so-called classic rock artists who you talk to Keith Richards, you talk to my man Steven Tyler, talk to the Rolling Stones, talk to Aerosmith, talk to Queen, talk to all of the band, talk to Eric Clapton. Those white rock star inspirations are all the black blues artists who sung the blues about the oppression and the stuff that was going on. That's their influences. So when those white guys came into the business, they sung about the Vietnam War. There was a shooting at Kent State University. Neil Young was one of the biggest rock stars on the face of the earth. He dropped everything when it came to Hollywood and entertainment. Ran to the studio and wrote Ohio. 10 soldiers about the National Guard killing them students there. And hip hop used to do that. Hip hop used to be more current event than CNN and Fox News and MSNBC. In hip hop, every time something happened, that week on the hip hop show, on the mix show, all of the rappers, even if they didn't address it as In Your Face as Public Enemy or as X-Clan and as KRS One, Q-Tip would always slip in something in there about the event that happened. Run DMC, even though, we were the good guys of hip hop, we made a record called It's Like That, and that's the way it is. We did Hard Times. So there was a point in hip hop when the people on top, I'm talking about the people living on the top, the majority of their music was protests and informative and educational and inspirational music that would empower us to get out of the struggles that we are in while we are fighting for our freedom. And what I mean by that was we had all the fun records, but the majority of the music that hip hop got the attention for is what, when we made The Message, when hip hop made The Message, Graham, and when Melly Mel shouted those words, that wasn't just what the young people was feeling. At that time, our parents didn't know because they so busy trying to put bread on the table. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Don't push. That's how our mothers, fathers, aunts, and uncles who were working in 9 to 5. That's how our ancestors and people currently, from the 80s, 90s to the present day, the ones that are getting shot, the ones that are getting beat, the ones that are getting thrown in jail, you know what I'm saying? The fight against the power. We use music for what it was given to us to do the things that the laws can't, to do the things that the prayers can't. You know what I'm saying? Music succeeds, the arts succeeds where politics and religion fails. When you put it in a song, when you put it in a video, when you put it in a painting, when you put it in a sculpture, when you put it in a design, it has a divine, transformative power. So in this hour of death, destruction, and despair, I'm hoping in pleading with our artists to start making some of them #1 songs on the charts and some of them #1 songs in hot rotation on the local rap station to be about the struggles and the conditions and the issues that are more important than us getting money and having fun. Kool Moe Dee, when he was with the Treacherous Three. A lot of people don't even know who the Treacherous Three is. Kool Moe Dee, when he was with the Treacherous Three, before he went solo and battled LL, he said a rhyme that changed my life. He said, once a nobody from the neighborhood, I took a hop to the top because I knew that I would excel over the rest because I make progress. He said, I don't consider it luck because I'm not blessed, But then he said, I got my life all together, love the way that I live. I go to school, know I'm cool, and I think positive, because it's a right to have fun. Lots of pleasures and joy, but it's a brain that separates the men from the boys. What? I gotta pull that. We didn't have digital back then, it was the record. I pulled the record back and said, whoa, Kool Moe Dee from the South Bronx, which was burning. And then the record starts like this. Evil destruction, tax deduction, price inflation rocks the nation, and unemployment is on the rise. It's hard to find a compromise, but if it lasts like this for a long enough time, won't lead to nothing but a higher level of crime. And then they just went in, and the crazy thing, the record was called Yes We Can. What was Obama's campaign called? Yes We Can. Treacherous 3 was already personifying what Obama was going to be in 1984. They knew it was coming, so you got to speak about it on the record. So what's happening now is this. We are fed up. We are fed up. We marching, we protesting, and the powers that be that Chuck D told us to fight still ain't paying attention. So now we need to bombard them with music. Not, special records. This is just something the artist is getting. I'm talking about album fulls, video fulls, single fulls. Let's make the playlist on the hip hop station records that are addressing the situation in a fun, enjoyable way. Look at the history of rock and roll. Rock and roll was always rebellious. And look at what Dylan and look at John Lennon slept naked in a bed to protest the Vietnam War. In a minute, all this marching and protesting, the black people just gonna have to sleep naked in beds to get the message across. But what I'm trying to say is, when all else fails, trying to get meetings with the local politicians, trying to get meetings up on Capitol Hill. And you sitting in those meetings, they got their own agendas anyway. So let them tell agendas. We can change the world with music. We can change the world with arts. When I rapped, I'm DMC, in the place to be. I go to St. John's University. Since kindergarten, I acquired the knowledge. After 12th grade, I went straight to college. Kids in the hood was like, yo, you could go to college and be cool. Music has a profound effect. Something that politics and even religion can't do. When Steven Tyler took that mic stand and knocked down that wall in the Walk This Way video, Africa, Russia, Japan, Italy, Jamaica. That didn't just happen in the video. That happened in the world. People saw the power that we as a people have, and things started to change. So somewhere along the way, we got to figure out to utilize film. We got to figure a way to utilize the music. We got to figure a way to utilize the arts as not just a means of expression, but as a weapon. Yo, check this out, y'all. This is me, DMC, in the place to be, and I'm saluting. I'm giving a shout out, as all of y'all should be doing, to the one and only Tanisha Sullivan, the branch chapter of the Boston NAACP, in the place to be. For me, DMC, setting us free so that we can be everything that we need to be. Tanisha, keep up the great works. Not just the great work you're doing, keep up the great works. And you were a leader, you're captain of the ship, you're the general, the one in charge, and you have the support of all the troops. We love you.